Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Saturday, November the 26th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube episode number 62. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I thank you so very much, and I hope that I will be enabling you with something that I am stitching on. And to all of my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. I have been quite busy this week. We had a 3-day work week, and then Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and so it has been a great week. I hope you all had a very good Thanksgiving here in the United States. I have some great friends who invited me over to their home to celebrate, and it was a great time. And then I came home and took my turkey-induced nap, and then got up and did some stitching, and I stitched before I went. I started watching this new show called The Great British Bake Off, which was hilarious. And then yesterday was Black Friday, and I do not participate anymore in Black Friday shopping. So I was just at home stitching away. So let's get into what I have been working on this past week. I will be showing a new start, some whips, a finish, and a SAF. For those of you new to my channel, a SAF is a start and a finish. And I also have some FFOs. And some plans and haul investments is what I've been calling them. So I have some investments / stitchy kindness. So that is what we are going to be showing today. My new start, I started with my friend Allison. She is AllieCat13 on Instagram. And we started the Shepards Bush bag chart. And this is Joy. And here is where I did do a middle start. I'm just putting something behind it so you can really see. So I did do a middle start, and we had our magazine monthly Zoom meetup today. And so I was explaining to them exactly how I started this. I folded the bag in quarters, in half, and then in half again, and marked it with a small pen mark so that I would, ink pen, so that I would know exactly where to start. And I am using all of the called for flosses for this. I purchased this at Keepsakes, and they put them all together on a little ring with the name of the bag. I did not get the buttons for it, but I will when I get finished with it. But there's where I am so far. I will be working on this project continually until I do get it finished. I work on it for a little while, and then I put it down. Then I work on it some more, and I pick it up, and I put it down. And so it is actually, even though I've seen these bags in person, it is larger than what I thought it would be, and it is a little more difficult than what I was expecting. And it's just because it's inside of a bag, the way that you have to stitch it. So there is my new start. It is Joy by Shepards Bush. And I started right in the middle of the O. I do also plan on stitching it on fabric and doing the scissor fob also. I'm not sure if I'll be doing that this season, but that is also my plan. So that was my new start for this week. So I'm going to move on to my whips, and this will be the last time that I will be working on autumn whips. I know winter technically doesn't start until December the 21st, but the minute Black Friday hit, I was prepped and ready for Christmas/winter stitching. So I was like, I'm gonna stitch on these one last week, and then I'm going to my winter Christmas stitching. So my first whip is Fall is in the Air. And here is what it looks like. And here's a picture of where it was when I showed it last time. And here is where I am now. So I have been working on that tree, and oh my goodness, for those of you that stitch this straight through, I bow down to you, because working on this brown tree has given me the business. I literally was stitching. I stitched all the way down, and then I came over so that I could get to the fox, because I figured once I got to the fox, I would be like, at least it's not brown. So here is where I am on Fall is in the Air now. I did manage to get down to the top part of the fox's face, but this is where I'll be leaving it for this season. And I do really still enjoy it. So it's just a lot of brown stitching on that tree. So I'll be picking it up again next autumn. My next whip that I worked on quite a bit also, and it is, all my stuff fell over in my basket. It is Thankful by Emily Call. And here's a picture of where it was when I showed it the last time. And here is where it is now. So I have managed to get in the word completely, Thankful. And now I just need to put in, there are acorns, another acorn here, and some bigger motifs over here. So I am pleased that I did manage to get in the whole word Thankful, so that when I pick this up next season, it will be just filling in those motifs. But there is where it is now. I am stitching this on, oh, did I tell you what I was stitching nope, I didn't. So I'll go back to that one in a second. I am stitching Thankful on a 28 count Cypress by Color and Cotton. I am using my own thread conversion. The chart calls for DMC, but I am using my own thread conversion. And so here are the flosses that I am using. They are all Classic Colorworks. And so if you would like to also utilize those flosses, if you are stitching this chart soon, there you go. I really do enjoy this chart also. It is soothing, and there's a lot of space in between the motifs, so it just makes counting a little bit more interesting. So I just have to be on my P's and Q's when I'm stitching on it, so that I know that I'm still in the right spot for it to end up correctly. Sorry. The next whip I would like to show. So I have recently started setting stitch goes and counting my stitches. So in an effort to make sure that I was staying on track, I went through and for November's magazine monthly is where I have been starting to track my stitches. So my next project, which is Faith and Endurance, I had said that I was going to put in 300 stitches for the month. And when I counted the stitches up, I was 23 stitches short of those 300 stitches. So I had to make sure that I met my goal. So here is Faith and Endurance by Lori Holt. And here is a picture of where it was when I last showed it. Excuse me. And here is where it is now. And I literally added the stairs. And that brought me up to 319 stitches. So the church is actually completely finished now. And I can move on to when I pick this up again, I can move on to the flower or the bird and get those started in the stitching. I don't consider this a seasonal piece, so you could possibly see this again like in January. And with Baringo, you might just actually see it again in January. I am stitching this on a 28 count Harvest Moon by Color and Cotton, and I'm using the called for DMCs. For Fall is in the Air, which was the first chart that I showed, I am stitching that on a 28 counts. Spell Book. I knew I was going to say Brook. Spell Book by Color and Cotton. It is a 28 count also. I have a lot of 28 count fabric by Color and Cotton. I've been in that club now for 2 years, so I have a lot of it. So that was whip number 3. And so then today, because I had decided that I was over autumn stitching, I was like, okay, let me pull something up that is hot Christmas themed or winter related. And so my mind went to Woodland Christmas. And this is a chart by Tiny Modernist. And here's a picture. If I remember to take a picture, here's a picture of where it was when I showed it last. And here is where I am now. So I filled in I finished the tree. I believe when I last showed it, I had a thread hanging from the tree. So I finished off the tree and put on the tree trunk. And then I have now put in the heel and the toe for the stocking, and I have been working on the stocking, filling it in. There is one more I need to put a flower in the middle right here, and then I can put in the flowers and packages, gifts coming out of the stocking. This is being stitched on. I was trying to think if there was anything else. And this actually does not have, the chart does not have a name. It just says 12-part ornament series, part 1. So I have named this chart the stocking because it needs a name in my mind. So this is the stocking chart. I am stitching this on a 28 count Dove Gray Lugana, and I am using the called for Weeks Dye Works, Classic Color Works, and DMC. It is not too late. This is a Christmas Ornament Club through Crazy Annie Stitching. Yes. And here's the information if you would like to participate. This is just, November was the first month. So they are getting ready to send out month number 2. I just paid my invoice for it. So it is not too late to join along if you would like to. I would encourage you. It's so far, you know, because I was doing autumn stitching, I started it on the 15th like me and Carolyn agreed, but then I was like, I still got autumn stitching I'm doing. But now I'll be working on it for the, sorry, my phone is just going off. I actually, for Instagram, I have to approve you to be on my Instagram. I had a very bad experience when I first signed up for Instagram, and that's why, like, I have to approve people. So every time my phone dings, that means somebody has sent me a request. So now I'm going to turn it off because it'll be ding, 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 ding. So I apologize. Okay, so that was my last whip for this week. So now I have my finishes. I finished Flip It November, and I believe, I'm like, what day? I must have finished it on Sunday the 20th. No, I finished it on Thanksgiving Day. And so here it is, completely finished. Don't pay attention to that. I cut the fabric wrong. But all of the stitches are in. I still have left to put on the little acorn that goes on the side of the basket right here. So I'll be adding the acorn before I fully finish it, but I didn't want to add it to it until I'm ready to fully finish it. And of course, he's thirsty. So that's where we are. I stitched this with all of the DMC colors, and it is stitched on a 28 count Jobelin beige. And I was so happy to like get it finished on Thanksgiving Day. I was like, woo, that was a great way to finish, you know, to finish it off. I actually finished it that night once I woke up from my turkey coma. So then if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to know about this next SAF that I did. So I purchased Festive Little Fobs, and it was sitting here, and I had been working on the Joy bag by Shepards Bush, and I was like, man, this is really different stitching because the holes are so big And the instructions that they give you is use one strand, and this is what boggled my mind. Use one strand of floss over 2 threads. Well, I'm looking at these holes that are like really large, and I'm thinking, one strand of floss over 2, you know, usually you do that when it's a high count fabric, but it is number 5 pearl cottons and the Weeks Dye Works pearl cotton. So I was like, okay, once I got it through my head, I was like, okay, this is fine. But I had this sitting here, so I was like, well, let me see if I could. I'm stitching on really large. It's probably like 10 count. That bag is. And so let me see if I could stitch on something really small. And so, bless her heart, Miss Susan gifted me a piece of 46 count fabric because we had been laughing about her changing over to 46 count. And I was like, yeah, okay. So she gave me a piece of it. And so I stitched this. Now, the chart calls for all of the fobs to be stitched on 40 count. And you can use a silver dollar to do the finishing if you stitch it on 40 count. So I decided to take it one step further, and I stitched it on a 46 count raw linen, and I brightened it all up. So I used Hunter by Weeks Dye Works, White Lightning by Weeks Dye Works, the candle flames are 783, and the basket is Louisiana hot sauce. But as a child growing up, like, we never did have candles on our tree. I mean, I guess people could put artificial candles that would flicker, like, but you know, I'm kind of older, so we didn't put candles on trees, only because of burning purposes. But all of the little trays, we always had a live Christmas tree, and all of the trays were red with green spokes that helped the Christmas tree stand up. And so that's why I changed it. She called for black, and I changed it to red because that's what it reminded me. This reminds me of my childhood, with the exception of the candles, because we didn't do that. You could put artificial candles on your tree, but I just thought it was so wonderful. So I was looking to see what other festive fobs I could stitch on this 46 count fabric. So I'm not even going to take this off. I'm just going to, I have a nice size piece. So I'll be able to just keep adding to it. I wish I have been paying, I was just fooling around, but I wish I had paid closer attention so that I could have moved the tree like down further and then, had room still. But it was, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll insert a picture here of the comparison picture that I took next to a fob, a floss ornament that you put on your flosses. I took a picture with the two side by side. The next thing that I'm also going to do is I'm going to stitch this same tree on a piece of 28 count, 2/2, and do a size comparison, just because my brain thinks that's fun to do. I think it would be fun to do, to see it in two different sizes and what, because if you stitched it on 28 count over 1, it would be this size. So now it's going to be doubled. But that's just me being fun, having something to do and thinking it's fun to do that. So, but I was really impressed with myself. I did have to use I have a magnifier that is 5 times the magnification, and that's what I did have to use for to stitch it. But to me, it's not even about what I had to use to stitch it. It was the fact that I pushed myself enough to go ahead on and at least try it and not just be like, yeah, I don't know, I can't do that. So that was fun for me. So be on the lookout for more Festive Fobs on 46 count in the coming weeks. So that is all of my projects and my finishes. Oh, I haven't showed you my FFOs yet, but I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I will bring those over. So I have several Christmas winter charts that I have finished over the years since 2019. And so I was like, you have got to start finishing these. Even if it's just doing pillows or putting them in frames or something, because they're just sitting and they're just steadily piling up with every finish that I have. They're just piling up more and more and more. So because we're in the Christmas, I'm in the Christmas frame of mind, I decided to go ahead on and start with getting some of the ones done for Christmas. And so the first one that I have done is Feliz Navidad. And I put this fabric on the back of it. So you can see where I cut the back. I won't do this finish again, I don't think. I actually have, I know several of you have said, you know, just cut the back and put the little felt on it or the wool, and I'm going to do that. I just couldn't do it today. I didn't have what I needed to stick this down so that it wouldn't move anymore. But I finished it into a little cute pillow. And I wish I'd have been thinking, because I would have put the rickrack inside of it and it would have been able to hang on my Christmas tree back here. But it'll sit under the tree. So that's my Feliz Navidad. And this is a Lizzie Kate's chart. It was in one of the Tiny Tidings booklets. And then the next one I made a pillow out of. And it is actually a pillow. I made the pillow insert, and then I put the fabric on it. You know, the pillow comes out, and this will be separate. And this is I'm on the nice list. And so this is also Lizzie Kate Tidy Tidings booklet that I have stitched. I stitched all of them out of these booklets. So I have a lot that I need to finish. So hopefully from now, you know, through the Christmas season, I will be having a couple of these finished, fully finished, so that I can start utilizing them in my decorating. So these will actually go up on the shelf behind me with my Christmas decorations. Because right now, that's the only thing that will really get decorated. I used to be really big into Christmas decorating. But since my children have all left home and it is just me, it is a lot to put up and take down. And so I'm just choosing, this is where I do the bulk of my stitching and have my Zoom calls and all of that. So I figured it would be good enough to just do it right there. So those are my FFOs. If you have other ideas for FFOs, other than, you know, I know about the pillow finishes and the framing and the way that the housewives finish all of theirs. But if you have different ideas on how to do some finishing, I've watched some finishing floss tubes, like by Fat Quarter Shop and Lori Holt. So I'm trying to get different ideas on, because I have so many. I'm actually going to be gifting some. That's how many I have. Because when I first started stitching in 2019, I had all of the Lizzie Kates. And so like I stitched everything that was in those booklets. So a few of them I'm going to be gifting to friends that I know will appreciate them. And so a couple of those I have, but other than that, like, I'll be searching for ways to fully finish projects. So now we are on to my plans for this upcoming week. And this week, it is going to be so amazing. Can I just tell y'all, it is going to be so amazing that I am not going to have to worry about the end of the month and getting all of this work done. Like, I'll have a lot of work because we've been off for 2 days, but it's not the same as what my previous job was. And I am like super excited and stoked that like I won't have that type of pressure on me any longer. It's going to be fabulous. So I will, I put on my notes, bring on the Christmas stitching. So I will be picking up the bulk of my Christmas stitching. I'm not waiting until December the 1st. I'm starting now. So I will be going back to the the Twin Peak Primitives Snow Angel, and that piece will become my 25/7 until probably December. It'll be my 25/7 until December the 10th. And then I'm going to change 25/7 projects. So I'll be doing 25/7 on Snow Angel through 12/10. And then I will be starting tomorrow. So I finally got the fabric that I like for the Winter Snowfall by Shannon Christine Designs. And I'll be showing that in my investments portion. And so tomorrow I will be starting that. It's my Whip Goach pull for this month, November. So I have to get 200 stitches in. So I'm slating to work on it from tomorrow through the 30th. So on 12/1 will be my second Flosstube anniversary. I'm so excited and so thankful that all of you enjoy watching my videos and have enjoyed me putting these videos out. I am so appreciative of all of you. So I will be doing another probably shorter video on the 1st just to celebrate my Flosstube anniversary. And that will be that. So for the next couple of days, it'll be Snow Angel and Winter Snowfall. And then I will go in on December the 1st with what my December plans are. I have quite a few. I will be participating in the 12 days of stitching. I have not decided whether I will be posting like a little short video every day, or if I will just like, if I learn how to do reels before the 1st, then maybe it'll just be on Instagram under my reels. I'm really not sure. This is the first time that I have wanted to film what I was working on for 12 days of stitching. So we'll see what that looks like next week. If I learn how to do the real thing. If I learn how to do reels, then I can post it on Instagram. If not, I just don't want to wait and do like, I will have a lot of whips if I wait and do it all on my weekly video, but we'll see. Isn't it funny how I just have a conversation with all of you all, but it's in my head too. So now for the investments. So in an effort to try to do something a little different, I had to go to Walmart yesterday and pick up Albertson dog food. And I thought, oh, I'll wait to later in the afternoon and the store won't be busy. It was still crazy. They only had 2 registers open. I don't understand. But I saw this little holly, this little clip. It is a clip. And so I figured I could take it apart and make, you know, do some finishing with it. I'm not quite sure. It has lamb's ear on it, which is pretty big in these little balls. So, but I'm going to work on it and figure it out. I have to do some finishing. So, I was at Keepsakes last weekend, and my friend Lynn Dorney, Lynn X Stitches Creates, came by, and she worked on a pattern by Putini, and I loved it, and she allowed me to borrow it, and it is, and so I will be getting started on that shortly. I'm not sure how soon, but it will be maybe in January for Baringo. I seem to have a lot of starts in January for Baringo. And then I had another friend, Lori P., who was stitching on this chart, and I was just like, what is the name of it and where can I get it? And it is from Lila Studios, and it is called Bless Us. And the wording says, bless us, O Lord, and these gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. And I was like, I need that chart. And so she finished it and she sent it to me. And I will be getting this started. I actually had one idea for a Christmas Day start, and this has now moved to the top of the list. So I will be looking to see if I have a fabric to stitch that on, and it will probably be my Christmas Day start. Either my Christmas Day start or my Christmas Eve start, one of the two. And those were my Stitchy Kindness that I received in the mail. And so my next purchase was, you know, Etsy, even with the fees and all of that, it does sometimes, it pays off for you to look on Etsy. So one of my favorite designers has an Etsy store, and she's always linked below. It is Emily Call. And so today I went out and picked up Be Merry. And then I also picked up Peace on Earth. And those are really the only 2 charts that I have purchased from any Black Friday sales. I have another Stitchy Kindness. I'm sorry. My friend Michelle S., she stitched on this during the Cricket Collection month through Garon Stitchery, and it is Playing with Jacks, and she sent it to me. Thank you so very much, Michelle. I really appreciate it. I love this chart. I will not be doing the face. I will be doing the leaves that is an alternative for the faced one. So that was another piece of Stitchy Kindness. So let me do this first. So I had told you all that how did I get that in there? Oh, that I had found a larger a larger purple nurge. So I have now a set of 3, all that are lavender. And so this came from the Fat Quarter Shop. And also I have been wanting to try, I first saw these in a, Lynn showed them on her channel for the Black Needle Society. It was in one of their boxes. And I was like, man, I need to find those needles. And so they are called Pony Black needles. And these needles are fully black. They have one that is white, black and white. And then they have one that's all black. And so I picked these up. I saw that Fat Quarter Shop had them. So I picked these up also. And it says that there's a long eye. And it is a long eye, but it looks really thin. So I'll have to see. Like ever since the whole Pat Carson. Like I love Pat Carson needles. I wish I had invested more. I wish I had known before it all went away. I do have a few of them, and they are like gold to me. Like if I drop a Pat Carson needle, I am on the floor with my little magnet, feeling all around and everything, because I am trying to hold on to every last one of them that I have. So those were my Fat Quarter Shop purchases. I also have, when I went down to Keepsakes, I picked up some fabric and a petite treasure braid that is sparkly. And of course, there you go. You got some sparkle. I picked that up. And then I picked up, Sue Hillis is doing, it's called Hoop Dee Doo. Hoop Dee Doo, yes. And so I picked up the Bring On Snow, Bring It On chart. Excuse me. And these are cute little charts. You know, I'm big on spring. I mean, I'm big on snowmen and snowflakes. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick that up. So now I am on to my fabric purchases. So one of my starts for the month of December is going to be Holiday Quaker. And so I picked up a fabric for it, and I picked up a 40 count Seraphim Jack Frost for it. And that is what it looks like. It is definitely greener than that. Right there, it looks really blue, but it is actually a nice green blue color. So I'll be starting that now that I have the fabric. I have been waiting to start that chart, but every time I get ready to start it, I'm like, you don't have the fabric for it. So I picked up the fabric. And then for my, no, that's not what this, look, I saw what's written on this piece of paper, which is not correct. And now I'm like, what is the name of the chart? Winter Snowfall. For my Winter Snowfall, I picked up, it is actually much darker than that. With, there we go, right there. It is purple. It is a 18 count Grace Notes Fabrics. And the name of it is called Symphony. It looks like a symphony. And this is what I'll be stitching Winter Snowfall on. Because there are different colorways of that chart, I will be using the purple silver purple and silver as my other 2 accent colors. So there'll be 2 shades of purple or whatever matches with this fabric. White and silver is what I'll be stitching it on. But you'll be seeing that in the coming months. Well, you'll actually see it next week because I'm going to start it this week. And that is everything. That is everything. I know I'm acting like I got so much more. I want to thank you all so very much. It has been, I know I haven't made it to my anniversary yet, but it has been a wonderful experience participating in doing these Flosstube videos. Today was just another reminder of how generous people are, and how much people care about me. If you have not yet watched my Surprise Me video, please go and watch it. I would appreciate it. I will be back. I'm going to move on from that because it took me a long time to get myself together. So I'm not going to go back into those emotions right now. I will be filming again on December the 1st. EJ and I will be filming my plan with me, my Stitch With Me, Plan With Me video on tomorrow. So that will be going up probably after my Flossiversary. You know, just to give you some where my thoughts are in terms of 2023. So be looking forward to that also. I will be doing a grand Flossiversary on December the 1st. So be looking forward to that. I really hope that you will enjoy this holiday season. The holidays are particularly difficult for many of us. And so I am already going to wish and hope for you that the holidays will be better than what you expect them to be, and all that you would want them and hope for them to be. Christmas has always been a difficult holiday for me for lots of different reasons. So I'm looking forward to this holiday season. There are lots of things to be thankful for, and I need to remember that going through this season. So I would like to thank you all one more time and hope that you have a very good week, and I will see you on December the 1st. Good night.